when I went through a divorce, I didn't really have a lot of male help when it came to how to recover from divorce.
Right.
How do you emotionally recover from it?
So one of the things we would want you to ask yourself is, are you at the point that you have the capacity to have more love or love in your life?
Well, I think it's two-way. It's like you are opening yourself up to love, and so you're opening yourself up for someone to love you,
Yeah.
but also can you love someone else?
I think one of the notes we had written before was, are you able to make a space for love, or are you protecting yourself from love?
Yeah.
And I thought that was good, because when I first got divorced, I kind of felt like I was blocking myself from love. Like I didn't want to get hurt, because hurt and love was combined for me. I didn't feel like love was good at that time.
Okay. When you're going through it.
Yeah, I felt like
yeah.
love hurt. And so I think I was in that mode of protection, for a while. So when I was ready to remarry, I did feel like a little opening in my heart for love. I was equating that relationship and love with hurt. So right away, I knew I wasn't remarriage material, because I was still protecting myself from love.
So were you focused on yourself? What was going on at the time?
I think in the very beginning, I was just healing, and then I moved into another phase that some people after divorce can get into, where they're like hyper focused on career or hyper focused on children, and they kind of become consumed with something else. Because the relationship part of like my life had stopped. I was divorced now.
Yeah.
I was single. I was living with my dad. I was working. So then I had like all of this time to consume, with that. How did you feel when you first got divorced? Did you feel like you were ready for remarriage, or you had a space to love?
Did I have a space to love? I feel like I did have a space to love, but was I ready for it? I probably wasn't ready for it, to be honest with you. And one of the things I did was I worked on myself, and I went and started working out, and I met some friends, and I was doing that type of thing, met some guys, and we would work out almost all the time.
Did you think it consumed you, or did you think you were still open to love? Like,
I was definitely open to love, because I am one of the kind of guys who wants to be married. I wanted to be a married man. I don't want to be a single guy out there running around or doing my own thing. So I definitely know that I am a marrying type of man.
How long did it take you?
To know or to get married?
Like to feel that once you got a divorce, you were ready to marry again. You had space to love again.
Well, for me, it probably took about a year, at least a year, I would say.
Yeah, I think I had space, but it had to be brought out. And I think when I met you, that happened, because I was very guarded. And for me, the therapy or the counseling we had helped.
Yeah, I think that we had really good counselors, and they gave us a lot of good information. They gave us a lot of good insight, which was
probably priceless.
That's
that was
priceless.
The thing,
Yeah.
like how they felt. And
some of the things that they told you about the future that we have now walked into,
Yeah.
I thought that was very good insight and information.
Yeah, and they made you feel like you're not alone, and that's what we want, you to know, is that in this whole journey of healing and
starting over,
yeah, you need a friend sometimes, or somebody that understands where you've been.
I like what you said. Sometimes you feel like you need a friend in this journey, because I felt like I was alone and by myself after my divorce.
Yeah.
Or I should say during the divorce and after. And so for me, it's great to know that I have a friend. And when we went through counseling, it really helped me to see that I wasn't by myself. There are other people who have actually gone through this stuff before we went through it.
Yeah. And that was, we did talk about that one time. It seemed like when we were divorced, you didn't really have a lot of support.
No.
And I felt like I kind of did. I had like a lot of divorce support.
Yeah, you had support and I was alone.
Yeah, like in society, maybe women have more ways of
more
getting
shoulders to cry on,
yeah,
or lean
and
on.
people, it's okay to talk about. It's
Yeah.
not anything taboo. People had gone through it, but for men, it didn't seem like a lot of men were talking about it
or talking to each other about it.
yeah, and how they feel and what it took, you know, things like that. So when
Or how to recover. That was a big thing to me. When I went through a divorce, I didn't really have a lot of male help when it came to how to recover from divorce.
right,
How do you emotionally recover from it? A lot of men don't know how to emotionally recover, or that they need to emotionally recover from a divorce.
Right.
Because a divorce can take some people years to recover from if they don't have tools to get through those things as the years go by.
well, I know that men usually, you know, statistically marry again.
Yes.
Men are more likely to marry again.
Yeah.
And
Within 5 years.
yeah, and I feel like what's interesting, men will marry again, but I don't necessarily think they heal. I've encountered relationships that the men are still grieving or dealing with their divorce, and the new spouse is dealing with that with men. They were able to get married.
Yeah.
They had the space for love, but they still had that emotional kind of baggage.
So what you're saying is that he got married and his new spouse is dealing with his baggage from his previous
Right,
relationship.
emotionally
Because he
yeah.
never really healed from it. And he probably didn't have a space to heal.
Right. So in this, do you have a space to love? It's important to ask yourself that, ask where you are and check, like, are you healed? Can you love someone else? Are you just in a space where love can grow, like love can flourish?
Yeah.
And I do think it takes time, and everybody's on a different time table for that.
Yes, they
it's
are.
not, you know, a year, a month.
You can't rush
5
your
years.
healing. I think I mentioned that before in one of our other previous episodes, is that you can't rush healing.
Yeah.
Because everybody heals on their own time and terms.
And it's the love, the space of love that would be required for a remarriage, not a love for just hooking up.
That's not necessarily love.
No, it's, yeah.
It's hooking
Right.
up.
Yeah, it's hooking up. So
Yeah.
we're not saying like, do you have the desire? Because some people don't even have a desire to do that. They're like, I don't want to date. I'm done. Like, I'm just going to live by myself for a while. And some people feel that way.
They do. And I'm wondering how they can do it as a person who likes marriage and likes relationships.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you can go from being a married person, a person who wants to be with someone for the rest of your life. Now, I don't even want to be with anybody. And I can see it only if there's abuse or
yeah,
some kind of negative
some
things like
reasons
that.
it happens, and it's sad because
those
now
are.
people don't even want to create a space for love, at least not for another human. You know, sometimes they'll get pets, and like I said, they'll consume themselves with work, but the love that is reciprocal between a man and a woman, they don't desire that anymore. So
That's an interesting thing.
yeah, so if you are looking to be remarried, ask yourself, do you have space to love?